It is time for the next installment of Conversations, underwritten by Amber Engine. Amber Engine was founded by a team of home furnishing industry innovators, technologists, and experts. Their whole mission is to create a powerful set of tools that make data sharing for the home furnishing industry easy and efficient. We recently added a beloved furniture sponsor, Mo's Home Collection. I'm Dean Horowitz, president of PBM and publisher of Furniture Today. In each of these episodes, we talk to a company or individual that's really pushing our industry forward through innovative thinking and execution. In this installment of Conversations, I get to talk with Satya Tiwari, president of Surya. Surya is a source of coordinating rugs and home accessories for a broad range of lifestyles and price points. What I especially like about this conversation is the focus on innovation and change within the retail space, its associated channels, and the mindset shifts that are required. Your company is positioned as an innovator in the market. When you go into your showrooms, it's a different type of feel than any other company. Your marketing messages stand out, and you really show a commitment to retailers. It's a very unique niche that you're playing in. So can you tell me a little bit more about your company, where it is today, and how you're positioning it for the future?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, thank you for doing this. I'm really excited. It's the first time I'm doing a Skype recorded interview. And so we are a wholesale business, B2B, but that's a technical understanding of our business. But we believe we're a business for our retailers. We're bringing lots of great fashion. And our mission statement is pretty simple. We want to be customer-centric. We want to bring the best-in-class and relevant product. And most importantly, we want to simplify the experience. So we feel, I joined the business about 12 years ago, and I felt like a lot of people just focus too much on the product, but not on the service side of the business. And I feel like our business, if I have to sum it up in few sentences, we're here to simplify the process, help our customer achieve their vision. And that's how we have based our business.
Well, let's talk about, so what are the pain points your customers have that you're solving?
Yeah. So, I'll take a little longer, a few-year approach. Historically, most of our furniture retailers were great at furniture and case goods. When it came to accessories, it was a very complicated business. So I feel like we wanted to understand what are their pain points in accessory. And we realized it's just accessory is a wide business. Upholstery and case goods is a narrow business. You can have X many vignettes, you can have X many setting, but accessory gets pretty deep pretty fast. So we felt like it was, our clients are good at, vignettes, good at setting. How do we connect our thousands of accessory SKUs into their context of, hey, this is this gallery, this vignette. So we had to pretty much, to lack a better word, find, filter, apply. Our world is pretty big, hence the word accessory. You can accessorize one shirt with many ties. Same thing, one sofa. So our goal was, how do we connect that? We realized our clients really understood the power of accessories, but they were really not where they didn't have the right system in place and the right vendors to make that vision come into reality.
Well, so you hit on three things. Wait, find,
filter,
yeah,
apply.
Okay, so would you walk through that?
So find meaning like we have 65,000 accessory SKUs. Our clients don't care; it's too overwhelming.
Right.
So we gotta filter that into their context, into their business. Are they a traditional retailer? Are they high-end, low-end? Are they trying to carry different looks? So how do we think of Google, right? So tons of information, with a bunch of keywords, with a bunch of variables, we kind of narrow the accessory world to their need. And I felt like no one in our industry was doing that effectively. So my competition may have had the right product, but if you cannot connect to their business, it just didn't make sense. So right. Find, filter, apply. Perfect.
Okay, good. And obviously it's been working. It takes some of the stress or that overload of products away. But so if I'm a retailer, how am I going to really know what I need? Are you giving me tools that, okay, this is the type of upholstery, case goods that I currently have, and then you're going to help me match? What are you going to do for me?
Pretty much a combination of that, right? So first, before we sell any product to our customer, we want to understand their current business. So I feel like, all of our customers in furniture segment, they understand their customer base pretty well. They are carrying some relevant brands in upholstery and case goods. Once we understand that, it becomes a lot easier for us to apply those products. So it's more of a consultative approach. It's not so transactional. Hey, I have this sofa, what rug goes with it? Here's my customer, here are the partners I work with. Then we kind of align our product portfolio to work with their existing furniture business. So it's a consultative approach.
So you need to find a certain kind of salesperson, and probably a lot of times not necessarily a traditional furniture salesperson.
Yeah. So just remember, our industry. We have, I have a utmost respect for independent reps. But as we have grown our business, I think education and knowledge and connection. So, we use the word relationship a lot in our business. It's a relationship business. I think what we have not evolved as much. A relationship doesn't mean, oh, I know the owner of this store, I know his kids, my son and his son play baseball together. Those are all great. But relationship from the business context means I understand what their business is today, and they should be able to learn our product and connect the two. So unless someone has that mindset, historically, sales reps were order takers. That's what, but business have evolved. It's more of a sales representative or sales associate that we have. They have to be a thoughtful, teacher, thoughtful student, and be able to be a thoughtful entrepreneur connecting the two. So it just takes and it takes time, right? Right now about 80% of our sales specialists are company employee. We do, various months of training. We make sure we educate them on our product category. We educate them on the industry out there, right? If our sales associates don't know, all the major upholstery and what they do, why they are different, will never be able to connect our product with them. So it's very important that we kind of give them the picture of the entire ecosystem, not just Surya. Knowing all about Surya, but not knowing how it connects, it's a half piece of the equation.
So how do you make sure that the salespeople are that way though, and they're following through? Because that's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough. Listen, I'll grow 3 times a year if I can solve that problem 100%. It's like anything, right? The biggest pain point of any business is finding talent that is passionate, that understands the business, and is willing to go extra mile to solve. So it's a time-consuming process. It's not a overnight switch. I think we are hiring folks who are passionate about serving, who are passionate about home accessories, who are passionate about working with smaller mom and pop stores throughout the country and making those, so you have to have that, if someone just wants to make a quick buck and press punch a button, this is not the industry. So we're looking for the talent who have interior design background or have furniture retail background, and they're really passionate about in the industry, and then giving them all the right tools, right? But just technology is a big tool as well. We use Salesforce.com. We have tons of data. We have 4 data analysts. They just study data, our customer buying behavior, what connects it, and we are making it simple for people to understand that data. We can't expect our salespeople to go through thousands of lines of Excel, but we are synthesizing the data and giving them in a digestible amount and connecting them with their business, right? And helping them be part of that process that helps them connect, right, to the business. And it's not overnight, trust me. We don't have it. I hope I'm not sounding like I got it all figured out. It's a process. It's every day we're trying. It's every day we wake up and we fine tune our value proposition to, every day.
Which is, frankly, one of the things I admire about you is that you never take the status quo. You question everything. How can we better? No matter what it is. And that's a big driving force I see for your business. Are you instilling that in the company where everyone says, okay, here's how we can move forward. This is how we could be even better.
For sure, right? So just remember a little bit of history. When I joined the business 12 years ago, one advantage I had not a lot of knowledge about this business. So which means I didn't have a lot of preconceived notion about, hey, this is how it's done, so this is how I should do it. So I was always, just because the way I entered the business, I got lucky. I didn't have a lot of knowledge. So I was always questioning. I don't want to use the word I was a disruptor by any mean, but I was willing to see in a new way from day one, and not having those preconceived notion that was much easier. But just remember, as you now, I've been here for 12 years, so I have to recondition myself every day, right? Because now I'm no longer the new guy. I have been doing things 12 years. So I think it's a mindset, right? How do we think things differently every day? And it's very important. And if you think about it, look at our landscape. The retail landscape is changing at a very fast pace. I mean, people are buying stuff from their mobile device versus desktop, right? I mean, just within technology, things are shifting. If I look at my top 100 customers, 20 of them didn't exist 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's and I bet 20 years ago, people who are there, they're not here. If you look at some of the furniture today, top 100, and if you can kind of collapse last 20 years, I mean, it's like you can see a major change, and technology is really taking it to the next level. I mean, we have a constant reminder every day. If you don't change, you're gonna disappear. You're gonna be less relevant.
Well, but on the retailer side, you're seeing a shift in mentality too, or maybe you could say generational, but I think that's kind of whatever it is. But it's really some new management's coming in, wanting to put their, like what you went through for 12 years, taking a company and making it more relevant in their view of it.
100%. I think it's more technology is not just for e-commerce folks, right?
Right.
I mean, technology. There's no rule that if you're from brick and mortar, you can't use technology. So I do feel, I'm very excited about. I see more and more retailers are at least now questioning their strategy, and they're also realizing that, hey, listen, we have had a great run, or we made it somehow. We have to definitely change if we want to, not just to thrive, just to survive.
Okay, you guys work pretty well together, right? Now imagine working even better in a seamless partnership as a finely tuned duo, a well-crafted combo. Okay, you get the idea. Look, these days product data is everything. Consider all the time spent creating and updating all that information about the products manufacturers make and retailers sell. You think you're in control of your product data, but maybe it's product data that's controlling you. For every product, there could be dozens and dozens of versions and variations and styles. Just keeping all that product data current and accurate between manufacturers, retailers, and all of those online channels, well, it's enough to strain even the best partnerships. After all, manufacturers should not be the data bad guy, and retailers should not have to beg for data updates and revisions. Engaging in endless conversations about product data details is not why either of you got into this business, now was it? But solving all those headaches is exactly why we did. We're Amber Engine, and we're built to make sense of it all, with a product that finally offers a data solution for manufacturers and retailers. All product data, all product imagery, gathered in one convenient portal, so manufacturers can manage and retailers can download data they want in the format they need, driving sales faster and more effectively to their customers better than ever before. Retailers and manufacturers should focus on what makes them great. Amber Engine solves the product data problem and helps make that possible. Get back to remembering why you got into this business in the first place. It's time for you to take control of your products and not let your product data control you anymore. Visit us at amberengine.com to learn more about how your life could get so much easier.
Yeah, well, I had a great conversation a week or two ago with one retailer, and the recession hit, and that was the thing that they realized they couldn't go further with their current business model, and it made them totally reinvent, and they're growing quick now. But they reduced their floor space. They did a lot of changes to figure out what their niche is and how to thrive.
That's right. And I want to kind of add another, I totally agree. But also in the recession, some people survive by just, lower margin, driving the price down. But that's not really thriving. That's just surviving. But now, if we look at it, how we take our industry for the next decade, the game has gone bigger. Big players have entered our space, either we like it or not. At the end of the day, we all trying to sell that consumer out there. That consumer doesn't care if they buy online, offline. They just want to be serviced. So now the challenge that we have as an industry, do we want to be slave to few e-tailers, and or we want to have a very thriving, prosperous marketplace? It's a $100 billion marketplace. I believe that it's big enough that we can have multiple point of view, and it could be online, offline. I don't think it really matters. So now I feel like the retail community, furniture retailers and wholesalers, and we are part of the community, we are a subset of the community. We have to really challenge ourselves. What is the path forward for the next decade? Not for the next quarter or for the next year, for the next decade. What kind of investment we collectively make? And I'm not just talking about technology. I'm talking about the way we look at product, the way we look at merchandising, speed to market, customer visualization, inspiration,
staffing.
Staffing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's strategy till you have hired the right people to execute. I mean, so I think we had to lack a better word, we are at a crossroad in our industry. That what is the path for next decade? And that's the question we're trying to answer every day.
Well, you hit on it too. Is we play in a market, thinner and thinner margins, and that was survival and the way we played, and we kept dealing with that. And at the same time, you have this, okay, what are we going to do in 10 years? I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to invest in 10 years. I'm trying to make it work right now. And now's an opportunity to break that.
Yeah, because just remember, a lot of people think furniture business is a generation business. We have nothing else to do, so we're in it. No, this is a business. We have to make profits. We have to reinvest the profit in the right, long-term, investments. And so this is not a hobby business, right? I mean, for us. So now we have to look at this. If we are in it to take it to the next level.
Right, I'm with you. There was a restaurant in Chicago, Charlie Trotter's. You went to Northwestern, so maybe you knew. And here we'd happily spend $150 per person for whatever he was going to serve us that night. Yeah. And probably the cost on that was less than your local takeout Chinese food restaurant. But it was an incredible experience, and everyone wanted it, and he made money. I think we can't just be like this. We got to look at.
Just remember one of the lines that I love, right? We got to look at our business from a customer's perspective, right? The experience is not what we need to do to be what we want to be, but what our customer wants. So I feel like experience is a word that we all use. I mean, but how do we make sure that the customer is getting the experience so they can pass on to their end consumers? So experience is it, right? I mean, at our High Point showroom, and as I started in the beginning, we have similar products than anyone else. I don't have any IP or any patent on anything. The construction I have, it's out there. The design and color, I may say that we have the best, but I don't have any patent on any color. I don't, So at the end of the day, it's the experience that matters. When they come into our showroom, how we check them in so that the right stakeholders are notified within seconds, so they can maximize on the investment of market, clients coming to market, salespeople coming to market. What preparation have we done to make sure that we are not wasting their time? They're coming to market to learn and to make investment. How do we make sure they're making the right investment? The more preparation we have done, the higher return. So it's series of investment we have done over the years. Now I feel our customers getting better experience than what they have done in the past. And we continue to refine it. We do survey. So that experience is not just about having, better smooth check-in or just about having, hors d'oeuvres or food, but how they can be better buyers at market. So when they go back, they get the products and they can be better retailer. Their sales associates who are making a living by selling product on commission, they feel like the owners and the buyers have gone in and done the stuff that they need to do for them to be, relevant to their end consumer. So if we start looking at the additive effect of all that, it's pretty powerful. And if one of the link is broken, then the whole thing falls. So I feel like, it's the experience is a key word. How do we make sure when we look at our business, our stakeholders are not just the owners or the buyers. It's the sales associate, the delivery people, the customer service on their end. So we want to make sure we kind of learn each aspect and then present our value proposition.
Right. A big phrase for us in this company is love your customer, not your historic products.
Yeah.
Right. Everything else will be dictated. And that's what you're talking about too, is just be in love with what they need, what's going to make them successful, and everything else follows.
I mean, I'll take a step further. There's an Indian philosopher. His name was Osho, O-S-H-O. He said, love the love, not the lover. The idea is sometimes we fall in love with the lover, not the love within the lover. Lover is just a medium. So sometimes we get very connected to, just not the core, but the peripheral. And I totally agree. I think and the only way to do that is always questioning. What can we do better? Why is this not performing the way we want it to? And if we do that every day, I think we'll just get better and better.
I'm with you. That's what you want as a culture.
Yeah, yeah.
And
everyone in your organization.
Right.
Because otherwise you'll become, you get known as, this guy's always negative. You want to make sure you question. That becomes there's some vendors, that sell me stuff. A lot of times they say you're the hardest person to work with. And I tell them, my job is to always question, because that's why I get paid. That's why I sit in this seat. I want to make sure that I take nothing for granted. I ask those questions. And if you continue to ask those questions, suddenly you have the pulse. You're not getting blindsided. And that's very important. And to be honest, I'm very encouraged that some of our customers who that historically we felt they were falling behind. I feel a lot of our customers are questioning their strategy. They're putting their ego aside. They're putting that, hey, I'm third, fourth generation. We've been here for ages. I think we know how to survive. I think the game has gone different. It's changing at much drastic pace today than ever before. And I'm very happy to say that I feel like the industries as a whole is asking those questions today. Retailer, wholesaler, sales associates connected to in this industry. I think everyone is doing that today, which is a good sign for our industry.
Oh, absolutely. So if we were to wrap up, what we've talked about is the focus on the customer, making it simpler for them to choose a vast array of products. But as a supplier, you need the vast array to satisfy those individuals. So you have a lot of pressure as a company. Keep questioning, keep improving, keep pushing it forward.
That's right. Our promise to our retailers are we will work every day tirelessly to bring you the most relevant product. And relevant could be fashion, could be design, could be price point, could be just a service, meaning it better be in stock all the time. So I feel like we do that and connecting it to our customer. That's very important.
Great. Well, before we break apart, the one thing I'd like you to hit on is there's a lot of charity and community outreach associated with your organization, which I don't think a lot of people know about. So could you hit on what you're doing and how that's impacting a lot of different communities?
Yeah. First of all, we talk a lot about it's no longer charity, right? Then we just want publicity. Right. So we've been very, one of our core principles and the most important one is making an impact, making a difference. From client, making sure we help them achieve their vision. That's our passion. But on the other side, we make sure we have thousands of weavers community that are involved with making us do what we do. How do we make a difference in their life? So 10% of our pre-tax profit every year, we try to put into nonprofit every year. And we try to do, about the nonprofit, you got to do it smart. So, in our opinion, we are entrepreneurs. So we want to make sure every dollar we give out, it has an impact and it's not wasted. It doesn't sit in some bank account, creating interest, or those individual of those nonprofit are just flying business class and staying in 5-star hotel and not doing the thing. So I'm very involved at the board level. And we picked a couple of nonprofits that are impacted with children. So we feel children in any society, in any country are the future, better healthcare, better education, and better nutrition. And that's kind of the trinity that connects. You can't learn with an empty stomach.
Right.
And, if you're not healthy, you can eat all you want. You're not going to live a good lifestyle. So the point is that, so we really believe in it. And I feel like, it also helps us connect with our team. If you really look at our work, right, we sell product, we go to market, we work very hard. And when things get really tough, when we look at all the positive side we're creating, it gives us a lot of energy. And I think, to me, charity work, making an impact, just gives us a lot of that, the extra energy, like our mojo that comes in, the secret sauce that helps us see the bigger picture, right? Hey, it's not just about selling a rug or a lamp or a pillow or a throw. It's not just about going to market and setting up and unsetting up. We're doing a lot of good things because of this business. And to me, that gives a lot of power to our team. And also it connects with our customer. I feel a lot of our customers are also doing a lot of good stuff in the community. And some of my role model are great retailers out there who are doing some amazing stuff. And so I feel like it helps us connect with them because our values are aligned. We're not big corporation or big company just trying to make a profit. We believe in giving back in our community, to industry association, to media folks as well. Our goal is it's an ecosystem. We need to work with each other, give back to have a flourishing community for long term.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. One of the things that we talk quite a bit about is we as a company have to have the best talent, and you can't tolerate not. But because you have the best talent, you could help those that don't have the good fortune, right? You
That's
have to be, you have to operate at a certain level, and then everyone can benefit from us. For us as a media company, our thing is if you're a constituent, you have to be able to point to us as something that we did aided in your success. Otherwise, we're very low value.
No,
And
no,
that's the
I,
same.
I totally agree. I like, to kind of tying back to that, we learn a lot from our retailer, right? So if I draw, I mean, I don't know if you can see, I'll do a simple example. Can you see this pen?
Yeah.
Now, this pen
Do
is
you want
good,
me to?
but
Do you want me to sell it to you?
no, I'm not gonna sell this pen to you. But if I put a bigger pen behind it or ahead of it, depending on the optics, the game change, right?
Right.
So if you draw a bigger line because of all the things you do, now I have seen something bigger. So my goal is to draw the line even bigger. So if you look at human advancement, so it's not about going backwards, about building on each other's successes. So I feel like as if one company does it right, you become the role model for 10 companies, and if those 10 companies do it right, then 100 they become role model for 100 companies. In the process, we have created people who have set the bar high. They're not going to settle for mediocrity. I mean, sports, it happens all the time, right? Records get broken, and that new record is inspiration for the next athlete. No one says, hey, let me look at the athlete 100 years ago, what he did, and that's my bar. Regardless of what you sell and I sell, what you service and I service, the ecosystem should be such that we're always willing to raise the bar. And by doing that as an industry, we're raising our pie. Let's say a home furnishing industry at retail, I've seen 100 billion. Could it be 150 billion? Can we raise the bar? I mean, why do people buy an iPhone every 9 months or 12 months? And then iPad have two devices that are duplicate at many times, and Hannah have a Mac, because they have created a compelling value. So when we have really smart talent pushing the envelope from all angles, from merchandising, retail, product development, sales, inspiration, you name it, from media, from research, then we all going to benefit from it. And I do believe in power of unity, right? United we stand. And everyone's going to benefit. Our competition, and as well as us, and every segment of the business, retail, wholesale, it really doesn't matter.
I agree. It's helping. It's changing lives.
That's right.
Thank you for doing this.
My pleasure. So I hope I came. First time I Skype interview, so I hope the visuals were good.
Yeah, no, visuals good. Were you comfortable though?
Very comfortable.
Okay, good. Then I did it good. All right. Well, thank you for doing this seriously, and I know you have a busy schedule too.
My pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. See you. Bye.